Hey, hello, hi, and welcome back to the SobeLife Skoolie channel. Well, welcome back. Welcome if it's your first time here. I'm Robert Sobe. This is my school bus, and if you're returning, thank you so much. If you're new here, I hope I can earn your subscription. Anyways, so today we are getting some cleanup done, and by cleanup I mean using some of this lumber that's cluttering up the shop, and we're gonna do some paneling in the cockpit and just the front wall. I'll show you guys that. All this stuff has to be cut and pre-drilled into the wall before we can stain it, so we're just installing it all, and then once we get it all installed, we'll have to take it all back down and stain it all, front and back. So I'm not sure if that's all going to be in the video, just definitely be cutting some wood and installing it today and getting a good look at what our finished cockpit will look like. I might also tackle the above cockpit. It's like the area above the windshield. There's some shelving that I want to build. I just want to cover up the windshield wiper motors and create some, storage space up there. So we'll get to this and I'll show you what we're doing. Okay, I do have Becky here helping me out. Say hi, Becky. Oh, she's got hi. There it is. Alright, here's a nice update. So, looking good from the inside. Becky's out there cutting the next piece. Here's the back side, or I guess the front side. And we're about to be in the corner, so this next piece she's about to hand me, we'll have to cut out like a curve on it. We've got about 3/4 of an inch of leeway on that curve. We can make it not look super pretty because the pieces on the ceiling are going to butt up against it and cover it up. So we're just going to take a crack at kind of eyeballing it and cutting the curve of the corner like that. And then we still got some time, so we're going to go home and grab the pieces that we stained and put them back up and try and finish this wall tonight. So we'll keep you updated. Alright, that's looking good. So, if you watched my previous video, you'll know that I stained the backside of some of these. And I realize now, looking at it, thinking about it, it's kind of overkill. The stain is really meant to, just change the color. And we could apply some sort of like clear coat or finish on it if we really want to protect the wood. But the inside, what is it gonna need to be protected from? The other side of the wall? No. So, I mean, this is what it would look like if I had stained all of it, but I didn't. So, when I go to stain these ones, I will just do the front side and around the edges. Alright, I'm done for today. Looks pretty good, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I am pretty happy about this. Anyway, it's getting cold and dark and I gotta quit for the day. But tomorrow we should be back and we should get more done. Okay, I'm here on another day, and I think today we're gonna tackle this area down here behind the driver's seat. Just trying to decide exactly what I'm going to do with it. I'll show you my problem. So, excuse the sawdust and the mess. This is actually a coolant line that you're looking at right here. It used to go to an in-cabin heater that was in the back of the bus, or like above the wheel wells. Anyways, this is a heater vent, this hole, and so when you turn the heater on, it blows air out. And I'd like to preserve that because it's one of the main ways to heat the cockpit. But I'd also like to, I don't know, build something above it. I'd like to maybe build a structure above it and then have this extend out and maybe build some sort of box or something for maps and, you know, just it'd be like a glove box. So I have to figure out how I'm gonna frame around that to preserve the vent, and maybe even create an elbow so it blows under the bus or under the seat. I'm not really sure. Okay, so this is totally off topic from what I was planning to do, but I started cleaning up back there, and I got carried away and started cleaning up under the heater and around here. And then I saw this heater, which hasn't been working, and I thought, well, you know, I'm cleaning, I might as well just pull it out and clean up in there. So this is behind the heater. There's a filter there, it's kind of crumbling, it's pretty old. And I cleaned it up and I found this cable is a ground wire, was just dangling. It wasn't touching anything. Now, how much you want to bet that cable is why this heater wasn't working? Guess I'll find out. Alright, so here's the structure. It's very basic, but I can put ply over this. I'll probably just extend the ply over this too, just so it's a uniform platform. And then I'll build some sort of opening box here, but not yet. What I want to do now is panel this side. And this has been causing me some grief because I was struggling to figure out how I was going to mount panels. I installed this runner here, but it's not quite out enough. I was like, oh, I could just put another one, but then it's just going to be hanging on the side. So, and I'm looking, and originally I had a 2x2 mounted here that went up and met this, but you could see this problem here, this hole, and there's like an inch of space here that was preventing it from lining up well with this side. And I just realized there's this lip here, and you can see that it lines up exactly with this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a 2x2, and I'm going to screw it into the metal here, and it'll run all the way up to where the curve starts. It'll run up to there. I'll screw it into this lip too, and that'll give me something to screw the paneling to, and also something to kind of build off of for this structure. Kind of powering through all this work, kind of just doing this framing. I decided I needed to frame this wall out before I can do the paneling up, because I need to know exactly where and how far the paneling is going to go. So trying to frame this wall up, and then I think the next job I'm going to put 2 more studs down there and down there, and then I'm probably going to build some sort of cabinet, something with a door right here, and then maybe I'll leave this shelf open just so I have some storage space there, and then I can panel out this cockpit all the way, and I'd like to get it done. I also realized people have probably been laughing at me seeing this in my videos. These ones are flapping down. But yeah, coming out good. Alright, so I'm getting ready to leave here soon, but I'm just gonna put 2 more one here, and one here. And then, yeah, I think this is as framed out as I'm going to get it. I also found a nice permanent spot for this. It's only screwed in on 2 of the 4, but that's fine. I wanted this to be in an established place for when I cut the plywood out. Okay, we are back here today. I got Becky helping me out. We're gonna try and finish out this whole thing. Hopefully we get it done. First I gotta draw out the design for the shelves here. I want to put like a shelf here, some sort of cubby, and then I'd like to panel this up, and then I might build like a door and put a cabinet here. Kind of leaning against it, but I could. I mean, it's unused space, so anyways, get to it.
There's no signal up here. The hills are rolling crystal clear, and the water flows. Yeah, the water flows.
I just made a mistake while cutting this piece because I measured out to here, which I thought, oh, would be fine. And I realized that the ply needs to come out to here, and it's like 2 extra inches of plywood on a really long 7-foot board. You can see it out there. And I can't exactly add 2 inches to a piece of plywood, so that's a kind of big, expensive mistake. But I have covered this and this. I'm going to leave this open, and the plywood's going to come down and lip here and go over this and go all the way across. And what I want, there's a reason this is open, is I need to find a way to mount this to a piece of plywood. And there's these screw holes here, but they're so close to where the hole has to be drilled for this knob that I'm gonna have to come up with something creative. But anyways, we did get this done. I'm actually really excited about this. There was already a knot hole here, so we just cut it out a little bit more for our lights. Kind of like it. And yeah, it's a little wonky, but hey, no one's looking. In the worst case, I could put a piece of trim there if I want. But yeah, I got to this point and realized that I need to have the ply up before I send a piece across, because I want it to come butt up against the plywood. Okay, I'm back here again, and it's a windy day, but it's supposed to be windy all week, and I really only have to cut this 1 piece of plywood. So I'm going to test fate a little bit here and attempt to cut a big 4-foot by 8-foot piece of plywood to cover up this. And my biggest fear is that I will go out there with the plywood and the wind will try and take the plywood out of my hand, and it will slide through my hands and riddle me with splinters. Or worse, the plywood will go flying and hit someone's car or $50,000 RV, and I'm not really ready to deal with that. But I gotta get it done before I can do any of the paneling here. Like, there's going to be wood paneling here going up the ceiling, and the same over here on this side going up. But I want it to butt up against the plywood here. And see, I've got some pieces already installed. These are the compartments for the windshield wiper motors, which I wanted those to be separate so you didn't have to take down the whole thing if I needed to do some service or replace some parts up there. Yeah, this mistake I made last time is proving to be pretty detrimental to the work. So we're gonna just try and get this piece cut and installed quickly and not do it incorrectly, And then I can start cutting stuff that's less likely to go flying away with the wind. Okay, so I just moved my car here. I was lucky enough to meet these people that own this RV, and they gave me their blessing to park in the extra space that they have. So hopefully I can cut the plywood over here in front of the bus, and my car will help shield me from the wind and make things a little nicer. Just before I get started here though, there's one more thing that I am kind of frustrated with, and that is this roof vent. So, you know, yeah, there it is. You can see, you know, you crank it, it goes up. You crank it back, it goes down. Now when it gets to here, you're supposed to be able to pop it and it's supposed to lock. But you can hear something in there is failing. I'm guessing it's like screws on, like, there must be some sort of like teeth on a rail or something, like, and it's just like not grabbing the tooth. So it's closed, it's just not sealed all the way as it's supposed to. And I discovered that when I was packing up last time I was here, and it definitely added to my frustration. That was the scariest part. Now, I should be able to cut it without worrying too much about anything flying away. Unless some crazy freak gust comes under my car and lifts it up right here. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. We're gonna get this cut, get this plywood work done, and then we can get to something that's a little less scary. Okay, just want to show something. I got a little sidetracked here, but I wanted to get this done before I finished cutting this piece anyways. So I mounted the open valve to allow air to go to the doors. It's right here. And I was trying to mount it to the plywood right here, but I decided to mount it here instead. And, I mean, it functions. You can see, I'll turn it. Closed, open, and all that does is let the air out of this so it can move freely. So you want it closed when you're driving, and then the pressure will pull these doors tight like that, and then when you're going in and out, you'd flip it the other way. So that's done, and I'm kind of glad it is, because it was kind of a complicated and confusing problem. Alright, typically these things don't work the first try, but I'm going to film it anyways just to see, maybe it will. Okay. Whoa! First try! All right. How exciting!
There's nowhere that I'll run. I'll face that smoking gun. I get one try. Only one try. Don't stop until you're dead. I'm asleep in my bed, feeling fear, and I'm feeling fear. I'm in the water flows down the water.
All right, let's take a closer look here. Not bad, right? I will say these gaps are kind of expected. This one's a little worse, but I'm going to have to recut this piece anyways, so I could cut it to kind of conform to this angle a little bit better. But yeah, there we are. Okay, I'm back here again. Different day, and we are going to try and tackle this. Hopefully we can get it all done, because I'd like to, you know, have a finished room. A finished room. Wouldn't that be cool? Excuse me. Now, before I get started, I just want to point out a couple things, a couple problems I think I'm going to have. So, this first cut, it's going to come up here and go along the top of this. That should be easy. And then after that, we're just going to go panel, 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 and then we're going to get to this curve. And what I did on this side was I ended up cutting a piece down, and you can see how it's cut. You can barely see, but I want to do that over here and just conform to the curve as much as I can. Once I get to this point, it's just going to be smooth sailing. Now, the other problem I'm having is, can you see this? See how wide that is? And then short that is? It's because the bus itself, the roof curves down like this right here. So everything gets a little shorter, and that might cause me some problems. So I might have to cut in like an angled piece that fits here or something like that. I haven't quite figured that out yet. So we're going to get up to that point and see what we have to do. Well, I haven't been filming this, but I did cut a few of these pieces, and now I've run into another problem, and that problem is I'm all out of full-size pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and take the small pieces, like these ones here. I've got a few just laying around, and cut them up and try and get up all the way here. And at that point, I've run out of lumber, so I'll have to go get some more. back here again on another day, hopefully the last day of this video. I got, a couple days ago, or no, yesterday, got some more wall panels, and we're going to tackle this. These complicated corners here, I'll show you here. This is going to be the challenge, and we're going to come up with something for it. I think I'm going to end up cutting a triangular piece, or I guess it would be more like a rhombus, or a parallelogram, just to, you know, attach to these two pieces. And then from there, I'll have to cut one in half to contour with the curve. So this side is wider than this side by just a little bit. Now, luckily, these pieces, you see, they sit on each other like this, but there's enough play that I could angle them slightly if I need to, just to get them to you know, line up with the slight difference in shape. So I don't have to do any weird cuts. The only weird cut I'll have to do is for the corner on both sides, and then I'll just try and get them as parallel to these as possible along the roof, or along the ceiling, until we get to the other side. And actually what we're going to do is go up here until we get to about the center, and then we'll do the same thing until we get to about the center, and then we'll have to figure out what we're doing for the center. I do have some boards that don't have the shiplap tongue and groove thing that I was planning to put down the middle, so maybe I'll do that. We will see. Anyways, let's get to it. Pretty sweet. So one thing, actually, I got a couple problems. One, this board wasn't cut to cover this up, so I will have to recut this board to just better accommodate for the curve here. The other problem is this, and you know, I was so proud of my cut here, and wasn't quite good enough. Now, I might come up with some creative solution to cover that. Maybe there's a better way. Maybe I could cut these pieces to be longer, so they just kind of jut in there and close up that hole. I don't know. But, yeah. Feeling pretty good about this project. Looks great. And this, you can really tell the slant. Like, you can tell how everything gets smaller. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video. I just want to say thank you to everyone here. I'm almost at 50 subscribers, which is blown me away. That is just awesome. And thank you all so much for your support and all the kind words in the comments and everything. It's been a journey. It's still happening. And yeah, thanks for coming along for the ride. I'm super proud of this. Like, this is awesome. This feels great. Anyways, take care, and we'll see you next time.